Hi everybody, welcome to No Story Sacred. If you've never listened before, basically we're four siblings who grew up talking about the art of storytelling. Now that we're adults, we're still talking about it and inviting you to join the conversation. I'm Alex. Oh, shit. No, leave that in. That's what, I'm Alex, and I don't have a creative bone in my body. Nope. No siree.
Whoa.
Wow.
Dark call out.
Alex is a true artist now. He's doubting his artistic talent.
Aww.
Wait, no, that was sarcasm, guys. What?
Sounded too real, man. Too real. I'm Kat, and I can't believe I didn't come up with this plot, as you will soon see.
I'm Brendan, and I'm relatively sure that I'm the only person in our family that's gone on a leisure cruise before.
Well, I mean, really, what is being in the Navy but like a 15-year leisure cruise?
In the Navy.
I mean, if you have fun with your work, then every day is a cruise.
Where you're stuck in one spot with people you don't like, overheated and too much food?
That sounds right.
College?
Whoa. Port of Call, Bayonne, New Jersey. Anyway.
I'm Pippin, and I've eaten at a Margaritaville restaurant, which I feel has the same vibe as a cruise.
I think you're right.
Says someone without a crew.
Fight me.
Womp, womp, womp.
I mean, Margaritaville's a choice.
It was right across the street from the convention center.
Ah, nice. Okay, all is forgiven.
Thank you.
So what are we doing today, Al?
Same thing we do every night, Pinky.
Try to take
over the world.
I was gonna be like, try to take apart Brendan's plots.
I mean,
we can do both.
yeah.
Don't limit my art.
I mean, Night's still young. Today we're talking about an original story idea by Bren, tentatively called Port of Fall.
Yeah, I had to go for the pun title, you guys.
Womp womp.
I mean, if it's not a pun, what's the point?
What is the point? Pip, you taught me well.
Thank you.
See, we had Rid of Attachment, and now we have Port of Fall. We're going for a full sibling cinematic universe. It's going to be great.
Yes.
I mean, that was always going to happen. Let's be honest with each other now.
It's the end game.
Wachowski's got nothing on us. There's four of us.
Aha.
Ooh.
Although, Kevin Feige, call us. Come on. We're available.
Available. Come on, guys. Yeah, I am. Yeah. Hey, now.
So, I guess,
wow.
The one-liner for this, before we go into any kind of details, is what happens when the apocalypse happens and you're on a cruise ship? Go from there.
Magic?
I mean, really, it's a picking your poison kind of deal.
Yeah. Well, so I guess before we go into any of the story itself, just to lay some background here, a little while ago, I was having a conversation about A Quiet Place 2.
Yes.
And I have not seen it yet, but...
Wait.
That's follow-up to the sentence.
Okay.
But here's the thing. I had some aspects of the story revealed to me. Namely that the aliens have a problem with huge bodies of water. Kat, can you verify this?
I can, in fact, because I, like a true fan, except not really, I have mixed feelings about this series, can verify that I did see the movie. And yes, the one of the big revelations, spoiler, is that, as it turns out, the aliens can't fucking swim! And they haven't developed boats, I guess?
Yeah.
It seems very War of the Worlds.
Yeah. Travel across the cosmos. Boats.
Well, so, I mean, they don't get the concept of, like, I could get on a boat and travel elsewhere. So there turns out to be, like, some human communes that have not been fucking decimated because they're on an island.
So the aliens traveled across the universe, and they chose the water planet.
What a world.
Because that's what we are. We are a water world.
We are.
Or we're only gonna get a worse one.
Woo! Dibs on the gills. But yeah, so silliness of these aliens aside, that
was a neat idea.
Yeah, that sparked the idea of like, okay, so we have humanity surviving because you know what? We're pesky like that. We're pesky little pests. We'll find ways to live.
We are generalist fuckers.
Yeah.
Life, finds a way.
It does.
That's some meta humor, Alex, and I appreciate it.
You're welcome.
And so the thought that occurred to my head is like, okay, what's something that you could have on the water that would conceivably have enough resources or just space to sustain at least a small colony of people in this apocalypse situation? And the thought, that's the good question now, isn't it? And the thought that kind of came to my mind is, what if you had like some very clever people on this ship? 'Cause honestly, we'd be telling a story of people that were like on the crew of the ship because those are the true heroes of the cruise industry. Come on. But they could maybe create some clever light science fiction solutions to these problems. Like one,
It's a cruise / convention of vertical farmers.
That was the thought, is you could convert some of the decks of the ship to farming decks. I mean, heck, you could also maybe get like a supply of rice and then have like rice patties potentially. I mean, I just want to see through the creative process here, and this would require like a whole lot of research on my part. So who knows if I'll ever do that, about how like farming in this situation would work. But you know what? If we could have a believable story about farming on Mars take place, farming on a cruise ship.
Believable only if you don't talk to anybody who has ever farmed potatoes. The potato discourse is real. And it's important.
I'll avoid potatoes. I'll find some other starch that works better.
Somewhere in the distance, Ursula Vernon starts screaming.
But yeah, so that was the scenario that was playing at my head of, yeah, I'd like to see like a group of scrappy survivors figure this shit out. And then, like any kind of plot noodling happens, you start working backwards from that point. And it's like, okay, how do we get into this mess in the first place? We're not going to have stupid aliens because that's never fun, I think. It wasn't fun in Signs. It's not fun in Quiet Place 2. Let's have something else. And that's where the thought of like demon cicadas came from, or hell cicadas.
Now we all know about the demon cicadas, or cicadas from hell, as the case may be.
Hellcadas, if you will.
Oh, God.
Brendan, can you describe for the audience the monstrous scenario you came up with? The one who doesn't do horror. I'm sorry, that's technically Pippin. But
no, I don't do horror either.
Oh, you don't do horror. Explain to the audience the shit you tried to put us through. Go on.
So, I wanted to come up with an apocalypse that could force our characters to see. And avoiding things like biblical floods and all that because, you know, and so
technical term.
There's going to be one person on the cruise who's going to think he's the new Noah or Jesus.
Yeah. I mean, we could have that happen in Act 2. I mean, that's the fun and games section, Al.
It's on the itinerary.
So the thought that occurred to me is, we want to have an excuse for why this hasn't happened before, and I wanted to have a like terrestrial based threat. And so if you've been paying attention to the news lately, people have been talking about cicadas. There's swarms. Cicada.
Make the same joke. I was waiting for my opportunity.
Listen, this allows us to tag Seth Meyers in so that he knows that we are going to be part of the zeitgeist when finally Cicada hits Broadway.
He knows it's a cultural hit.
Yeah.
It's a cultural touchstone. Work on it.
He's got Nathan Lane. He's got
Steve Borowski, isn't it, I think? Anyway, I know that's the point.
He really needs to get Richard Kind on the project.
Oh, that's so true. You know,
Oh,
that's
man.
the get, really. Oh my god, guys, we get Richard Kind for this.
Boom.
There you go. And that's the tie-in. Okay, go on.
We got this. So anyway, and so the thought then occurs like, okay, so what if you had cicadas, but they've been burrowed in the ground for like thousands of years, like an asteroid crashed into the Earth super long time ago. These demon bugs
Hell yeah.
crawled into the Earth, or it could be completely mythological or whatever, it could be magic. Doesn't matter. The characters aren't going to find out all that information in the course of the story. We can have fun with it.
It could have just been an evolution.
Could have been.
Evolution fucks us over every time.
Climate change. But the thought then is like, okay, what kind of nasty stuff could happen that would force an apocalypse to happen? And so imagine these what was it called, Al?
Hellcadas.
Come out from the ground all around, and they sting.
Yeah, they do.
Fucking hate it.
Here's the thing. You get stung by one of these, you start having a real bad time real quick. We're talking hallucinations, psychosis, frenzy, and then eventual explodey death as you explode, like head explodes from like a whole bunch of larvae all just spewing out from you.
Again, I'm not the one who wrote this. And Brendan is saying, oh, this isn't horror. This is body horror.
Oh, yeah.
This is alien body horror, my dude.
Yeah, 100%. Now, here's the thing, just because I am squeamish when I come to watching horror doesn't mean I can't, like, imagine worse stuff. That's partly why I don't do horror, is that I always imagine worse things in the shadows. Like hell cicadas stinging you for their reproductive cycle. I mean...
This is what makes good horror work, man. You gotta dredge the shit that makes you scared and put it on the page, because if it makes you scared, there's at least one other fucker who either... They're like, oh my god, you got my thing. Or they're like, well, I didn't thought to be scared of that, but now I am.
Now, the next time you get stung by something, are you gonna explode with larvae? You don't know.
You don't know.
Fun fact, I was already afraid of bugs.
Haha.
Oh, by the way, let's bookmark this right now. Content warning. Bug talk.
Bug talk and body horror.
Bug talk and body horror.
So anyway, that was the mechanism that drives the apocalypse. And so you want to get the hell off land real quick the second you see somebody explode.
Well, wait, how do they know that a boat is the answer?
I think my thing is that they don't initially. It's just getting the hell away from land and somebody going, hey guys, let's get away from the insect swarm. You don't see insects out in the middle of the ocean. We're hijacking this boat. Or this ship.
Maybe I was reading the brief, I guess, wrong, but I assumed they were already at sea and the disaster happened.
Yeah, same. Like a 28 days later kind of things, except it's on a cruise.
We can noodle that. There's some... Well, because here's the thing.
I'm sorry.
The POV
Have you been watching Mythic Quest? Just wondering.
No.
Just idly curious.
No, I have not. Why?
No, not you. Brendan.
What? No. Yes.
He keeps saying noodling. I'm just wondering.
Hey.
Go on. You're gonna
I feel
noodle this some more?
attacked. I feel attacked.
Good. We were attacking you.
Well, the reason why I think they would go back to the ship is that most of our POV characters are all crew members of said ship. So it's like where all my stuff is, it's where I know shelter is. Mm-hmm. They're like some port town. They could be like maybe Miami or some other similar hellscape. When you think about like disasters and all that, you try to like go to some known thing, right? Mm-hmm. Just trying to make a human reaction and also then have people think like, okay, wait, these are like Hellcadas. Hellcadas. Let's just, undock, go out to sea a little bit and see if this is just a swarm thing that's happening. It's almost like the reaction you do if there's like a bee swarm and you happen to have a pool nearby, right? You can't survive underwater for long, but you can have that boat go out to sea for a bit. And so they're just thinking, hey, we'll just ride this out. Spoilers. you can't ride it out because holy shit, this is bad.
Okay, let me
Yeah.
let me noodle on your noodle.
Yeah.
Let me get some pasta out about this. Get the colander out. There we go. Fix that metaphor right up. I think that there are some story things you could do here.
Yeah, of course.
Obviously, that's why we're here.
What?
I would suggest focusing on either the, oh shit, what's a way that we can spend 5 minutes not dying? Which is they're on land, now we have to go to the boat. Now we're on a boat, now we're not dead.
Yeah.
There's
Do they
that.
have their flippy floppies?
Oh, yeah. Flippy floppies are mandatory, Pippin.
I mean, frankly, that's the only thing that keeps the cicadas away.
Yes. They learned that in Act 3.
Yeah.
The second he put on regular shoes, he died.
Or you have the bulk of the story be, okay, we're on a fucking boat. Now we're on a fucking boat. And the problems of being on a fucking boat when you've got essentially land sharks around you. And then how do you deal with that and the interpersonal shit there? And, and that's a very, I'm going to pull it out. I think that's a very Hamlet kind of problem where you have the inner problems versus the outer problems. Like Fortinbras is coming. Those cicadas are coming. I'm now saying cicada almost unironically, and I'm really disappointed in myself about it.
It's cicada. It's a thing.
The cicadas, they're coming, but maybe there's actually some weird interpersonal shit happening that will kill you first.
I'll tell you, when I was doing my initial headspace on this, my headspace was towards the latter, just because...
Which one's latter? Later? Second
later.
one. Okay.
Yeah, second one.
Sorry, that's one of my blind spots in terms of language.
Fair enough. Well, because the other thing that was also occurring to me, like, I think the other headspace I was in when I was writing this was I watched a documentary about the Diamond Princess cruise ship, and just the disconnect between the kind of rich passengers who were more or less just complaining about everything versus just how terrible it was for the crew.
Yeah.
And honestly, I can imagine some rich character being on this fun cruise ride, complaining about everything, but then also assuming that everybody has to listen to them because, they're not crew. And we've gone past that societal definition at this point, or at some point fairly early on in the story, but nobody's really caught up to that yet.
I would like to throw out a book recommendation.
Uh-huh.
So this, in vibe-wise, reminds me a lot of... I don't know if you've seen this before, or read it, rather, but it reminds me of a book called 1632 by Eric Flint. It's a Bane book. I'm so sorry. It's a Bane book. But, and like many Bane books, it does have issues regarding things like, well, there's racism, but it's positive racism. And there's a lot of American exceptionalism. However, on the other hand, Eric Flint is very much a socialist, and he's like not even afraid to talk about it, and a huge unionist. And essentially in 1632, for reasons that are swept away in a paragraph, a mining town in West Virginia is scooped up in a sphere kind of way, so you get the underlying mine shit too, up to about 5 miles outside the edge of town, and switched wholesale with a portion of Germany in the year 1632.
I've heard of this, yeah.
And what's great is that there's a wedding going on, and the wedding is between local boy and all his family, and local girl and all her family, and a boy she met in college on a football scholarship who is from a much wealthier family from up north.
Whoa.
Who is there at the wedding and not entirely pleased by it. And so you also get, like, the various guests from the wedding. So you get a fairly decent mix of characters, not just West Virginians. And basically, they sweep it away in minutes. Like, you get the night of the wedding. You get night of the wedding, you're getting, like, the reception. And then suddenly, they're like, what was that noise? And like, there's a paragraph being like, yeah, aliens probably, but nobody really knows about it. Oh, well.
Weird.
Yeah, like, Much later, somebody thought that maybe this is what happened, but we really don't know. Because it's not the point of the story. The point of the story is, again, it's this inner and outer thing. The inner problem, of course, is that they're, they have limited resources. They've got future shit, but that stuff is going to eventually run out or stop working or what have you. And replacements are not another like several hundred years in the future. They have the issue of, you have very different ideas of how to survive this situation.
Yep.
You have the very rich people, who are the ones being like, hey, we should close all our fucking borders immediately. And then you have you have the head of the mining union, the bride's brother, who's all like, IDK, man. I think that maybe we should be like, guess what? America's a new country in Europe, and y'all are welcome to join us. Because according to the librarian's an important character in this, Pip.
What up?
According to the school librarian, the plague's coming in 20 years.
That's a concern.
And so like maybe we should teach other people to wash their hands now. We've got time to do that, but closing our borders is going to help nobody. And on top of that, so that's the inner problem, right? On top of that, you have the outer problem, which is that they are in Germany in 1632. I don't know if you guys know this, but there's a huge fucking war going on.
And how many of them speak German?
Not enough. Not enough. There's a huge war going on. That is busily destroying the countryside that they happen to be in now, with huge war atrocities and all sorts of random shit. That's not a particularly, from our perspective, not a particularly well-known set of wars. So they're not even really entirely sure what's going on. They're like, wait, what? Is this like, what? And so this book is essentially trying to solve solve the outer problem by solving the inner problem.
So,
and also has a bunch of, and this is where the book this is where I have to recommend it. One, it's free from Bane's Library. You can just get it online. But two, so much of it is competence porn. It's like that scene from Apollo 13 with the engineers.
Yep.
Yeah. Except
a book length. And I'm sitting there being like, God damn it, there's so much racism, but at the same time, fuck. And then I feel like that Community meme. Like, well, I can excuse racism, but I can't excuse puppy killing. And it's like, wait, what? Anyway.
You can excuse racism.
So, two things, and let's see if I can remember both of them. No, it's okay. You just had to explain the plot of a completely different book.
Pippin, that was so delicately bitchy. Thank you.
You're welcome. So, if we focus on sort of the internal conflicts, that might help, because I'm concerned of, are we going to actually solve the apocalypse? Are they going to come up with a solution for that? But if we focus on the internal stuff, you don't really need to. You can solve that problem and the apocalypse is still happening outside.
Which is what happened in 1632.
My inclination is the apocalypse is going to keep on happening no matter what these people do, because it's not going to be easily solved. It's mostly, my thinking is that you wait out the storm. Eventually the hell cicadas are done, and the larvae are all burrowed into the ground to terrorize humanity in a few 100,000, who knows how, X amount of time, years. And then they can warn future generations, who knows, provided there's still a world left. Because here's the thing, a mass incident like this, it doesn't even have to last that long for things to be screwed.
Everything is different now. Two.
Yeah.
This might be slightly off track, but I wonder about the actual practicalities of being on a boat for any significant amount of time. Like, for instance, how much fresh water is there?
Food, fresh water. It's a boat story, you guys!
Well, here's the thing. Those are all problems that I want our plucky protagonists to figure out and solve.
I mean, and I think that's... I find that interesting as fuck.
Yeah, because I think that's where the fun and games of the story can take place. Because then we can also have like daring supply run things happen where they have to brave the Hellcadas because they need critical components to not die of starvation or dehydration on the boat.
Can I just, I just had a sudden vision of a scene for you.
Uh-huh.
Which is, gathering everybody. Are there like grand ballrooms in these fucking things? Yeah. I feel like there have to be.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So I feel like gathering as many of the people as you can in the grand ballroom, right? And not just passengers. You got to get the available crew, right?
Yeah.
And of course they're going to miss some people because you have to have working crew, and that's going to become an issue later. Don't worry. But we're talking about like anybody you can spare, including like the random entertainers and stuff.
Yeah. Oh, yes. I forgot to mention in my brief. I totally want to have like the lounge lizard character, like lounge singer, and in my mind's eye,
stage magician.
That too.
Did you know cruises have libraries and thus librarians?
There we go. Oh, Pip, you're a savior here. I was imagining the lounge performer being played by like Bruce Campbell,
who happens to know how to shoot a shotgun for reasons. Don't worry about it.
Hey, listen, you work the lounge gig long enough, you learn some things. He's very cagey about it.
It's a mob. It's always been the mob.
Well, yes, but we don't do that out loud. That's why he likes to be out at sea so often, Al.
Wait. Does he just have... did he just borrow a bit too much money from the mob, or was he the former mob hitman?
Ooh.
Oh my God! That's pulling a Jimmy. What is it? Jimmy not Carter.
Wow.
Nope.
Oof.
From The Greatest Show on Earth.
Oh.
Jimmy, what's his head? Actor. He's disguised as a clown who never takes off his makeup because he's secretly an abortionist.
Oh yeah, is that?
And he's on the run.
He wasn't an abortionist. He killed his wife. It was euthanasia.
I thought he was an abortionist.
No, she was. I'm gonna look it up.
We gotta look this shit up now.
Anyway, you were saying about a grand ballroom scene where getting everybody together.
So, gets everybody together, and then you start having, like, the dueling, like, so the captain starts saying something, maybe the captain doesn't know shit. You know, maybe somebody else starts being able to actually conceptualize the issues at hand, you know?
Yeah.
Like, no, really, there's these gigantic fucking bugs, but we have a more practical concern. Maybe it's like maybe it's the quartermaster. Do they have quartermasters? I don't know. You'd have to do research on that. But maybe it's the quartermaster being like, "Hey, fuckos,
if we don't do something about our water, we're gonna run out of water in 30 days."
Is anyone here does anyone here happen to be the desalination expert?
Well, that's where the scene starts coming together, because they start pulling out, like, trying to figure out what everybody actually knows. Because you've got a huge bunch of people who know each other, and then a whole bunch of strangers. And so it's that thing where you start trying to, like, it's like from The Princess Bride. I'm pulling every movie out here. It's like from The Princess Bride, where it's like, well, what are our, what's the problem? What are our assets? Okay? And then what are our negatives? I pull that out. That's Wesley talking about, like, how to invade the castle. And I use that as an example to engineering students of how you should design a fucking project. But anyway, so yeah, they're trying to figure out the assets. So I'm imagining, like, people, like, writing on shit. Like, they end up writing on the walls or something. I don't know. Just trying to take down notes so that people can see what we can do. And then dividing and conquering from there. And then, of course, people get put into groups that maybe they don't want to be in groups with.
Yeah.
Some are working better than others, and then there's some weird shit, and then there's, of course, the faction who are like, why are we fucking doing this at all? Etc., because they can't do math. So, like, that's kind of the vision I'm seeing. So it starts with this big argument, and then there's, like, sort of the montage, or maybe like a single camera type long shot thing.
Yep.
Just sort of weaving through the crowd as they are going through this.
That's always a fun scene, I think.
And also, you can repeat this kind of imagery earlier, because you were talking about, like, how to get that information out. You're talking about in terms of a book. And that's where you have to kind of make some decisions about how you're going to start your story. But if it was in film, and I would suggest in a mini-series, not a movie, you can do things like have everybody on the ship, and, you're thinking, oh, this is like a cruise, we're figuring that out. And then in the background, you're seeing these little snippets of of like, oh shit, like that's the world building going on behind it.
Yeah. Yeah, I think it could be fun.
Yeah.
Not to interrupt,
What?
but just so everyone is aware, I'm right.
Wow.
In The Greatest Show on Earth, which is the movie, I think we called it The Greatest
Fucking-
Showman earlier.
Whatever.
Jimmy Stewart plays Buttons the Clown,
Jimmy
who never
Stewart.
appears without his makeup on, because he's actually a doctor who, quote unquote, mercy killed his wife. She was probably dying of something, which was, illegal, and considered murder. And so that's what happened. He gets caught because he, performs first aid and saves someone else's life.
Yeah.
And that reveals his identity, because he's a doctor.
So
Yeah, because there's no clowns who know how to fucking wrap something. But go on.
Well, he does a blood transfusion on the spot. Anyway.
Yeah, he's a damn good doctor. But yeah, something like that. So of course you have to have like the one guy who had to be on tech is the one who, for instance, happens to know the mating cycles of cicadas.
I mean, that's entirely possible. You could have like one of the guests be like well versed in this stuff. I mean, people go on cruises for fun all the time. It happens.
You never know when there's a random biologist around.
Random biologists are the best.
Here's the other thing. What if our story starts and you, the author, know that there's these, Halkadas out there.
Yep.
Audience doesn't. And neither does the cruise. What they do know is that they are getting some really fucking weird messages from land. Because there's constant radio traffic, right?
Yeah.
And they're getting messages from, like, other ships, and things are going silent, and they're getting weird news about it, and none of it's making a lot of sense. And there's, like, maybe we shouldn't go to, how long can we avoid going to, until we know what's going on? Okay? And so that brings in the vibe of people being like, is this really serious? Come on now, I don't need to wear a mask. I mean, what?
What?
So text is rapidly becoming text.
So you have that, but then you can have the creepy, 40 minutes in situation where, it's not that the bugs are afraid of water, they just haven't gotten there yet. So, you have, one little guy come up, and he's like, oh, what's going on with that? Audience doesn't know, except that the camera's lingering, so they're having a concern. And pings somebody. I mean, if you want to be terrible, the dog dies. Ping
No.
somebody. Oh, you're not going to pull a thing? Okay. Then...
Well, just because dogs don't go on cruise ships.
Okay. Random Joe Nobody, okay? Or you could kill a child. Make it real serious. Like The Quiet Place 1. Aha! So, you basically have the bug, and then, frankly, we get a bite, and we're like, oh, that's weird. It's probably not good. But the audience doesn't realize how not good until later. People are like, where's Bob? And, they open a door, and explodey brains. And they can close it real quick, because it's a bulkhead, I've decided. But it also, one, now the ticking time bomb situation has become more ticky. Two, maybe Bob was in one of their storage areas, so whatever they had planned there's fucked. Etc.
Yeah, the challenge, the reason why I wanted it at some sort of port of call first is that if it was a full cruise ship full of people, that expends the resources way too quickly.
Yeah.
And I want to have a lot of people die off early on in the story.
Hell yeah.
Just the chaos, because I'm a sucker for the early chaotic moment where nobody knows what the hell's going on.
Oh, so you were probably really into that scene from episode 3 of Loki.
I mean,
Aside from the
yes.
fact that it was great.
Yeah,
Nice.
I mean, no, it's a fun scene. It's like, what the heck's going on? We're just trying to survive, and things we don't know are happening, and you just got to think on your feet and go.
Go, baby, go, go.
Also, I'm thinking, as far as a POV character, this is something I forgot to mention earlier. I was thinking that this was basically the character's last
Oh no.
last cruise, and so he was gonna be going off and doing a real job elsewhere. Like,
I'm getting too old for this shit.
Well, this I was thinking like it was the ship's doctor or ship's medic or something, and is going off to do real medical school or something.
Well, what if it's like our friend who, like, it's a contract job?
Yeah.
You know?
That contract's done, and, living in steerage was fun with 4 other people in a closet-sized room, but you know what? Time to go and take that money I've been saving and going elsewhere.
Yeah, fuck yeah.
And to that end, that might mean that this character has a raven around his head, flying around there. Just because it's the last cruise.
Listen, he's always wanted to do something great.
Yeah.
And it wasn't here. He's done a lot of good here, but he's always wondered if there was maybe something bigger out there for him.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You want to adventure in the great wide somewhere?
Maybe someday out there.
He wanted to do medical stuff to help save lives, and turns out working on a cruise ship,
like
you're
this.
mostly dealing with norovirus, and that's just not fun. Because then
Shocker,
you could have
most medical stuff is not that fun.
Yeah. Well, again, this character is still relatively early on in their career. I just think it might also be useful to have a character who knows medical stuff to be like, that shit's fucked.
Brains aren't normally supposed to explode like that.
Well, it could also like,
What's your medical opinion? Well, not good. Not good.
see that spot there, that's where the brain usually goes.
You're not a real doctor. I'm like, well, where's the real doctor? I'm like, you're looking at him. And him, and him, and him, all over the deck. All over the deck. So,
Got a bit of him on your shirt there.
so I think that I am currently the medical authority.
And it's my medical opinion that your brain should remain on the inside.
On the inside. Just a thought.
Generally.
I'm getting a vibe of done with everyone's shit. Part of the reason why he's ready to leave. Customers are the fucking worst, right?
Yep.
Yeah.
This close, or possibly tipped onto the other side of burnout in terms of medical stuff, emergency medical.
Yep.
Okay?
Yep.
It's a different vibe. It's a different vibe.
Are we gonna have a character arc in this?
What? And then also, frankly, I want some sass. I want, that kind of, that vibe where someone's like, let me talk to your manager. And it's like leans forward like, I am the manager.
Look at me. I am the manager.
What if
that vibe?
What if it's a young Dr. McCoy?
Oh shit.
Oh my god, he never liked cruises.
No.
He fucking hates the ocean.
It's the one job that he could get that would pay the bills adequately, or maybe got kicked out of the house. Who knows?
Listen, it's good money for a short time. He doesn't have to put up for it for long, and mostly it's just norovirus, right, Bren?
Right?
I mean, in the Star Trek reboot movie, Bones goes to space because he recently got divorced from his wife.
And listen, bitch needs money.
I believe his line is, she took the whole planet in the divorce.
Which I love.
No. It's she took the whole damn planet into divorce.
Divorce.
Thank you. Thank you, Carl Urban's accent.
I need to rewatch.
I like having this character be salty. I hadn't really thought about that before.
I need it now.
Salty,
like
salty competence.
Oh my god. You know what? That's a little bit, also, bringing back, what's his head? That's a little bit Evil Dead 3, too.
Yeah.
He's had his fucking hand chopped off. He's going to different, evil books. He's done.
He's probably because of the aforementioned, divorce, probably one of the few crew members that hasn't gotten tangled up in romantic entanglements as young people are often want to do.
Fuck that.
Oh.
Yeah.
Okay, I hate to say it, he could probably use Dad's line, he went to sea to forget.
Yeah. Oh.
And then people are like, oh, forget, and then he does I've forgotten exactly what, but we all know. He's gonna reveal it, like, in Act 3.
Of course. Yeah. Oh.
To somebody, possibly a dead, based on the character, possibly a dead exploded brain. Like, not a real person, just to somebody who has just exploded, and he's like, well, fuck.
This is just like you.
Like, to be honest, I like you better this way.
Oh, it's like the asshole chief of security.
Yes. Like, they've worked together, they've had to work together, but, like, honestly, first time he's shut the fuck up.
Oh.
Like,
I don't know what kind of plot revelation happens over the course of that autopsy scene, but it needs to happen. Oh, maybe like the key card that the asshole character had on him the entire time, and it's like, I don't know, contraband.
He's had the MacGuffin the whole time.
He could have been.
Oh my God.
Because, you know, maybe I'm coming around to like finding some way at the end of the book to at least deal with the Hellcadas, because we don't want to have like the ultimate bleak note at the end of the story, like, yep, humanity's screwed. Sorry.
which again brings back the first A Quiet Place. You know, suddenly they're like, oh shit, we have a potential solution. It doesn't say that it's going to work for everybody, but at least there's like a glimmer of hope.
It's probably not going to scale, but it's something.
Yeah, which, to be fair, is the point of the second movie. Not as much as it could have been, but that's a whole different discussion. And for a future episode.
Nah. It'll be you and your microphone, I think.
Wait, so how do we deal with Hellcat? Because as the author, I'd have to know.
Oh, you have to know. Oh, yeah, you have to know.
Because that informs every single action scene beforehand, because they can't accidentally stumble on the solution beforehand.
I mean, I don't want to be a dick about this, but cicadas don't live that long.
They don't.
Like, yeah, they do some wild damage, but so, like, unless you know that's what's going on, like, it's terrifying.
It's
so what
true.
if they just, like, fucking die? And then you have, like, now you have to deal with, like, everyone's like, well, shit, now we have to deal with, like, the post-apocalyptic world and the fact that these fuckers are still down there.
And they could come back at any time.
Because
like, maybe...
we don't know what the trigger was. We still don't know.
Oh.
Because, yeah, cicadas 17 years, but cicadas, we don't know.
Yeah. And Hellcadas, I mean, it could have been anything. It could have been...
It could be the heat. What? It could be global warming. What?
What? We melted something in the global polar ice caps that we shouldn't have?
What?
Wait, the Hellcadas were in the permafrost?
Oh,
Yes.
bringing it back to the thing.
Y'all, maybe the true Hellcadas are the friends we made along the way.
It's true.
Meanwhile, our main character sitting in the corner being like, fucking not.
I mean, hell, maybe like the autopsy scene, he's just like observing the larva, like their actual behavior, like in a controlled environment. Like he's wearing like a full-on hazmat suit, not taking a chance, and then sees it actually like burrow into the ground or something. Anyway, go on.
No. I love that concept, but he is a medic, so I want him not in a hazmat suit. I want him on the other side of the fucking boat, watching on a screen, and somebody comes up and is like, shouldn't you be in there really observing? And he's like, and add one more patient? I think not.
I'm a doctor, not an idiot.
Be like, you're not a doctor either. He's like, shut the fuck up. He's like, that means I doubly don't have to be there. Thank you, and good night. This is a guy who is a hero against his will. He hit that hero's journey portion and never got past.
But again, I think by the end needs to be heroic, because that's why as the audience member we're along, or as the reader we're along for the ride. Is like I remember reading a book recently, and it was the first Stormlight Archives book, and as the reader, I know full well that this main character is gonna do the heroic thing. He's complaining about it the entire time, and he's like, I don't want to do it. I don't want to do it. I'm being surly. I'm being angsty. And meanwhile, I'm just kind of sitting there with like my imaginary glass of scotch going like, yeah, you're gonna do it.
Oh my god, it's like...
Be a damn hero.
Oh, Pippin, it's like enemies to lovers. Anytime you see that tag, they're like, well, we hate each other. We hate. And you're just waiting for one of them to go, oh.
It's about the O.
It's about the O. But Brent, I see what you're saying. I like the idea of, for me, I like the idea of the preponderance of opportunity for him to be a hero to be so overwhelming that he's like, I guess I gotta fucking do it. Cause he's not evil, but
he's burned out.
He's burned out. But when the overwhelming possibility for him to pull a heroic act comes out, he's not gonna say no because he's not evil. But he is gonna be very sad and tired that he has to do it.
He's gonna complain
in my mind,
the entire time.
Yeah.
Damn it, I'm a doctor, not a hero.
Like, really, is no one else going to step up and solve this? Really?
Really?
Fucking fine.
I don't get paid enough.
Rich dude, you've been wanting to be like a warlord this entire goddamn time. You're not going to step up to the plate? Really?
Or worse, you're trying to step up to the plate, but I can tell it's going to be bad. Fuck. God damn it.
I'm not paid enough for this. Well, we're not paid at all anymore. Exactly.
Oh, man. Oh. All right.
Yeah. To be honest, I'm really into this now.
Yeah.
As always.
We got hell bugs. We got competence porn. We got boats.
We've got bones.
Yeah. We've got flippy floppies. We've got our Pashmina themed our nautical themed Pashmina Afghan. We've got our swim trunks.
Do we have T-Pain?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, T-Pain's there. Come on.
Yeah. He never shows up on screen, but
he's there.
He's there in his heart.
Look, he's playing poker with the lounge lizard that we do know.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay, so Brent, I gotta ask you. Here, let's transition gracefully.
What?
I know it's so not like us.
You can't make me do that. I refuse. I will transition ungracefully.
I think you've accomplished that.
Yeah.
So, Brent, we've offered you a bunch of different options here, particularly in terms of, I would think, medium.
Mm-hmm.
We've gone through all this. What's your final vibe so far? Your final vibe so far is a great phrase. Go on.
Vibe check.
As of this moment, what are you vibing with?
Like, in terms of media?
In terms of anything, in terms of where your story's going, in terms of how you want to tell it.
Okay.
As opposed to what you provided us in the get-go.
The way I'm seeing it is a book first and foremost.
Right.
Could be a series. I mean, have to deal with the post-apocalypse afterwards. That's going to be fun because not all the cicadas are gone. I mean,
and
of
some
course,
have become cicadas.
Some, yes. For this story, though, I am liking the initial bit of chaos, like as maybe a protocol was happening, and you get a whole lot of people dying with buggy explodey death because I want that. I want that to be the stakes, the external stakes to start with.
Goddamn
and then we have the fun and games of trying to survive on this cruise ship, and you have the competent people and you have all the incompetent hangers-ons that are just going to be making it harder for everybody due to preconceived notions. I mean, hell, we could even work in toxic masculinity bad. We can play with that, I think, a lot more than just demon cicadas at play here. I think that's always going to be what's that?
What is their metaphor? What do they represent?
Backstory.
They represent
Backstory.
They represent cicadas.
Yes. We're always terrified of cicadas. Listen, the curtain is blue.
And that's what will open on Broadway.
Yes. I mean, we could try and work in the climate change metaphor here pretty
Not
easily,
that hard,
I'd imagine.
To be frank. Yeah. At this point,
melted.
the subtext, as Pippin was saying, the subtext is rapidly becoming text.
Weird, right? How's the West Coast doing? Oh.
How's that town in British Columbia doing? Yeah.
Ugh.
Oh, look, downer warning, everybody. Let's add that to the content tags.
Woof. So
We
I
managed
think
to avoid it through all of quarantine, and yet now we're like, Sorry, go on.
Sorry, not sorry. So I just want to have competent people doing competent things despite the external pressure of Hellcadas and the internal pressures of stupid power balance bullshit.
Yeah.
Mm.
Oh, plus the practicalities of ship life.
Oh yeah, that's 100%. And we could have some light science fiction-y fun of figuring out how to do farming on a cruise ship. Because I think that could be fun. That was just like a visual that I had in my mind of like somebody like on one of the early or maybe mid-sequence acts of Daring Do doing a land raid where a group of people basically go and pillage like farm supplies from land. Like they get a speedboat, they're covered head to toe in like Kevlar that they looted from the ship's armory over the objections of the asshole security guard. I just think that could have some high stakes fun in the midsection as they realize that they need to do something more long term about the food, because as time goes on, they are realizing that they're not gonna have a safe place to go to for a while. And maybe they have like that kind of pipe dream plan of, hey, if we got adequate supplies, we could go over to an island over here. Island's fucked. And maybe that's like the part one goal that they're trying to do is like they have adequate supplies to make it over to Bermuda or something, just sufficiently out there in the ocean and be okay. You know?
Mm.
I don't know. But that's just one vibe that I'm feeling.
And then, of course, the sequel is they arrive on the island and they're fucked.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
They figured out the math to make it to the island, right?
Oh, yeah.
And then they get there and it's like, oh, this is not going to work long term. So now they're running around the island trying to like desperately restock while not dying.
Yes. We can have so much fun.
Great
so much fun with that.
Second book. Sorry. Great second book. Love
second
it.
Season of the TV series.
Hell yeah. I mean, there's so much. There's so much you can do. And frankly, if you pull some shenanigans that you can do now with like streaming shows, where like you could have like an entirely separate set of fucking characters but shared universe.
Oh yeah.
So like you know, like where's the bunker of scientists in Antarctica?
Oh yeah.
Where they're like, well,
we're okay.
We're okay.
For the short term.
For once it isn't us.
The permafrost is pretty good for now. Maybe we should do something to help.
Good news, everyone. We cut off CO2 emissions.
Yeah.
Hooray. Yeah, you can have so much fun with that, I think. And then you could have, like, cross-character pollination as time goes on in this universe.
Is that what they're calling it these days?
Yes. Man, now I'm almost not wanting this doctor character to die.
Oh, no. As I was talking, I'm like, no. Brendan may want him to die, but he's gonna live. He's gonna live because he's too full of salt to die.
Yes.
You know what?
It's like,
oh my god, he's preserved.
because of his saltiness.
Yes! Have you ever, there's a joke in an Esther Friesner novel, many years ago, where there's a talking cat, as one does.
Yeah.
And the main character asks the talking cat for advice on how to get out of this terrible situation. And the cat just looks at him like, I don't know. I don't get into these kind of situations.
Nah.
I'm a cat. Excuse you. We have no basis to understand how to fix this issue.
Sir, you might not have noticed, but I am a cat.
So that's kind of the vibe. Because, again, he's got medical training. He's not going around in a hazmat suit touching shit. He's like, nope. Seems like a bad idea. I will be over here until that scene is cleared. Thank you.
Ha.
Though not right now, but some other time people should ask me my opinions about Star Trek and their ability to handle hazmat situations.
Listen, I have not come across any science fiction that is at all reasonable regarding hazmat.
You know what? This could be the one.
Brendan, you have the chance.
You can save us all.
Like,
With bugs.
like, I'm going to. It seems safe. I'm going to take off my helmet now. The fuck you are, or keep that shit strapped on.
You don't even know if there's oxygen.
Is there air?
Seems okay. It's okay, to be fair, Galaxy Quest did address this slightly. Thank you, Galaxy Quest. You're better than all of us.
The best Star Trek movie.
The best. What I love is that after Star Trek actors have actually seen it, they're like, no, yeah, okay, yep.
Legit.
We get it.
Yep. Because I think Patrick Stewart was afraid that it was going to be making fun of Star Trek, and he was unhappy about it. And then, like, some of the other actors, like Jonathan Frakes, was like, no, you don't understand.
You got it.
And then he watched it, he's like, I get it. This is good. Okay, this is fine.
Should we watch Galaxy Quest?
Yeah, I literally just realized that the kid in Galaxy Quest, the one that helps them, like, is fucking Jason Long?
I think so.
No, yeah. And I'm like, oh my god.
But you know the character's name?
No.
Brendan.
I hope you're very pleased with yourself.
I am. Us Brendans look out for each other.
Hell yeah. It was Justin Long, not Jason Long. Anyway. But the point is, good for him for continuing to have a career. He was charming in that.
Oh yeah.
So, Bren, I'm loving this. You gonna write it? You gonna write the thing, Bren? Write the thing, Bren.
I think we always say we will.
Yeah.
Kind of like, I'll write it after Pippin writes Frenemies.
And I'm writing it after Alex gives me a fob.
And I'll write mine after.
Try it.
After.
Try it. I am writing my book. There's a deadline.
Alex nervously laughs.
Start that fucking domino, Brett. Alex, start it.
Wait. Who was going to write? Read the fucking manual.
God damn it!
Ooh, I believe Kat said she would.
Because it's my idea. Fuck. I don't even remember the plot of that goddamn. I'm gonna have to Guys, I'm gonna have to re-listen to episode, fill in the blank here, of No Story is Sacred. One of our very early episodes.
Episode 2 or 3.
Yep. In order to... we've still never gotten better than the title game.
Yeah, no, we peaked there. It's all been downhill since then.
Honestly, like, that game was what we're like, oh yeah, we can make a podcast.
That game was why we think we can come up with titles.
Oh, Jesus.
We were
why
fools.
We think you can.
Well,
but you know what? Go on.
Well,
I was going to transition us again.
Yeah, that's exactly what I was thinking, because speaking of titles, I already made a title for this, so I think title game is not appropriate for this story.
As if appropriate ever stopped us.
We could try a character who would be king. We've already identified Salty Boy, but
that's the thing.
Surely.
Yeah, character that would be king. I want you guys to come up with fun characters that would be on this cruise adventure.
The librarian.
The librarian. You have to say it like that, like what's her head in The Mummy.
I am a librarian.
Okay, so what's her deal?
Best reading of that line.
Well, as I resettle in my chair.
Hell yeah.
She's the on-ship librarian, and to be fair, I do not know anything about the sort of collection a cruise library would have. Probably a lot of fiction.
Make it up.
Well, here's the thing, Pip. I mean, your librarian, she has all the standard, like, beach read nonsense that the majority of the passengers would want. But, crew members need some fun things to read. And her idea of fun could be weird.
Well, I do know that there's a ton of James Patterson novels.
Oh, there's gotta be.
Because that's just what are in libraries.
Yep.
There's probably some old manuals.
Yep.
There's shitty books that the captain donated.
Oh, yeah. Oh, and don't forget all the lost books, the books that were left behind by previous...
Yeah.
Just the section those.
What?
Those aren't the libraries. That's lost and found.
Damn it. Ugh. But hey, you knew where they were.
The
The answer is not in the library.
but in the terms of assets, what do we have in terms of this? And then you're like, oh, and then of course, I guess there's the stuff in Lost and Found. Brings us to a whole new scene.
Yeah, it's true.
There's also the what's the word for when someone donates a large collection so that they can and get their name put on a plaque.
An endowment?
Yeah. There's an endowment from a wealthy, someone say eccentric investor of the cruise line.
I like it.
Mm-hmm.
Also, IT.
Oh.
Who has the fucking Wi-Fi password?
Oh, but then you have the passengers complaining about the Wi-Fi not working later on in the story. It's like, I can't help it. Everything's
That's what
down.
made me think about it, because everyone's asking the librarian.
It could just, that says server not found. Yeah, because all the servers are gone. They ran as long as the power lasted. So, there's a sign of how long we've been out here, huh?
Oof. Okay. So we have from Pippin the librarian and Bonus the IT guy.
Oh, is that? I thought that was Alex piggybacking to get the IT guy.
No, I was just
Speculating.
Yeah.
So we can have some more characters. I think there's room for plenty of members of this ensemble cast.
Right.
Yeah.
Well, in order for them to sustain themselves on a boat, they're going to need, expert. Like there's going to be, at least a few scientists on there, and who's going to be with those scientists? The billionaire tech bro.
Oh no!
I was thinking the graduate student, but okay.
Oh god, I could see like a scientist treating his graduate students and postdocs to like a cruise for fun, like being really nice or something. I don't know. It's like, congratulations, you graduated.
No, with the billionaire tech bro, he brought his scientists along for, fun team building, which none of them wanted to be on this cruise.
Oh my god. Al?
Yeah?
Al? Does the billionaire tech bro have his own helicopter on the upper deck?
Oh, you know it.
As an asset, and they're being dicks and not letting people like fly it because he's the only one who can fly it, obviously. Hint, he's not the only one who can fly it.
No.
Oh, that's another asset.
Yeah, that's it. Fuck yeah.
And of course, since he's a billionaire tech bro, he thinks he has all the answers and tries to be the one in charge.
Oh yeah. Oh, that's an easy source of conflict early on.
Yeah. The captain, keeps him at bay by going, I'm the goddamn captain. I'm in charge. Until the captain, and eventually it gets exploded. Because that's
hell yeah.
Because Brenda, it's the captain. They're going to get exploded.
We gotta get rid of the captain. Captain's gotta go.
I mean, hell, the captain could be like one of the early casualties. Who knows? Maybe it's just like the first mate. And so you have the conflict between the first mate and this billionaire tech bro. It's like, you're not the captain. Neither are you. Oh. Nice.
Yeah. And of course, you can do what it's a billionaire tech bro, what you will. So, he can have a redemption arc, or he can keep on being the human antagonist throughout the entire thing.
I mean, if he keeps on being an antagonist throughout the entire thing, you know that he's getting exploded due to his own hubris at the end.
Oh, yeah. Because he's like, I'm taking my helicopter and leaving.
Oh, then there's a Hellcada in the little
guys, what if there's more than one? What if they've been quietly hanging out in there and it swarms him?
Oh.
No. Or a Hellcada queen.
Fuck this guy in particular is what we're saying.
With the death of the billionaire tech bro finding the solution to the Hellcada problem, it's like, we found a Hellcada queen, and turns out by doing
fucking
something
drowning
like that.
it?
Yeah, that
Yeah,
that
the
calms
helicopter
swamp.
falls, explodes, and it gets in the water, and she drowns.
Yeah.
Woo!
So it's
And
not
then suddenly all the drones are like, well, the fuck do we do now?
and they fuck off.
They all die.
Is this a metaphor for something else now?
Probably. Alright, so you got your tech bro. Is it my turn?
Yeah.
Yep.
Ah, shit. Okay. Okay. Alright, you know what? I happen to, I'm gonna pull a little bit of the idea behind what Eric Flint was trying with 1632. The idea that, you don't have to be college educated, you don't have to be from the North, you don't have to, any of those markers of not dumb Southerners to be the heroes and know what the fuck to do. I would like to have one of those families that, has clearly saved up, and this is, their big trip.
Aww.
They're all wearing, shitty, weird Americana shit. Not because necessarily they believe in it, but because that's what's cheap to buy from Walmart. Okay? Maybe it's a family, maybe it's not. I don't fucking know. The point is, they're not from around here. This is not their norm. But it turns out, I don't know what it is yet, but they've got a fucking skill set. Maybe, I don't know, maybe they're a butcher. Maybe that's gonna be real important.
You were saying, this family, and I was thinking about, Wendy and her family from, Gravity Falls.
Yeah. Yes. Yeah. I mean, they've got skills. It's a weird skill set. It's a very rural skill set. I don't know what it is yet.
They could be expert carpenters.
Yeah. Something weird, oh fuck, maybe they own a hardware store.
Ah.
And, they don't have the equipment with them, but they sure as shit know how much you need. They know enough to be able to, recommend what you need to build shit.
Yeah.
They
know about how much supplies you'd need to get that much dirt on board.
Mm-hmm. I mean, oh my god, what if it was a contract? Not a contractor, but a home inspector?
Oh.
You know what though? Okay, actually I'm gonna go with that. One of those small town home inspectors, right? But the thing is, what home inspectors do, aside from keeping, frankly, a large amount of really random legal information in their heads, is as they are trained to look at a situation and find the weak spots. And then report it accurately. That's their whole job.
And not be easily intimidated by, fuckery.
So, what if, one of these guys, what if the home inspector, is on the side of our salty medic as part of no, we gotta look at, he may not be able to identify assets, but he sure as shit can identify not assets, the other one, the opposite one.
Liabilities?
The liabilities. He's a professional poker of holes into solutions.
I just spoke with engineering, and it's gonna get bad there soon enough, turns out.
And then you have people like the tech bro being an asshole, being like, well, what do you know? You're not, you don't have a degree, you don't have this, etc., and so forth. I'm a solution maker. You're just, it's like, no, man, you gotta have all of it. There's value in that.
Here's the quest for the later part of the story if they want to try and get to the Island of Hope or whatever. This home inspector finds one massive problem, and that's if they try to run out to the deep ocean on this engine, they'll burn out on any kind of rough sea first thing. It's this ship is meant to be cruising along a mile away from shore, and that's it.
Actually, I really like the idea that one of his I don't really care which how we decide to do that, but one of their strong points is they are people who can identify what are the weak spots, and then can identify who to go to talk to find out.
Also a skill.
Yeah. So they're you know what? This seems when you can sort of feel the edge of an issue, you yourself are not skilled in that, but you know where to find the people who are. So you're well, you know what? This is normally a ship that does this, but we're asking it to do that. Is that going to be a problem? Let me go ask XYZ. Who would possibly know about this? I bet the engineers know. Let me go ask one of them.
Yeah.
And gathers that information and then is able to parse it collate it, and then give it back to other people in a useful manner. That is such
collation.
an important fucking skill. But it's one of those things that I think is considered blue collar because America's and capitalism is stupid.
Yep.
There is no unskilled labor.
As we talk about this, like the engineering deck suddenly came in. Does this mean we'll have to write our ship's engineer friend into the story somehow?
Yes. Come now. Obviously. But no, I'm really, now I'm really invested in this home inspector.
The home inspector. Maybe that's the character
They're
that has
the one who dies.
Yeah, they have the surprise vulture. They take the vulture away from our salty medic.
Oh my god, it makes the salty medic care.
Yes. Because they are the only ones that they've been connecting with this entire time, like in this kind of dry, salty
person.
way. Yes. Like maybe also bring in the librarian for reasonable people, but like weird. No, they were like genuine friends. Like son of a bitch.
Like they went to high school together. They lost contact. This is the first time they've seen each other.
Oh, I was going to be like, all customers are assholes, but maybe he's less of one.
Yeah.
That was the vibe I got.
Oh yeah. No,
like I like the idea of developing a friendship in the middle of this bullshit.
Oh yeah, I'm here for that. Because I think that is one of those things that'd be a nice takeaway message is, hey, even in dire situations, we can make good things out of it.
We can connect.
And it doesn't have to be romantic. I mean, come on.
Yeah. Agreed. I think the home inspector needs to have a spouse. And then the spouse is off doing something like maybe, because, in small families, everybody's got to hustle, right?
Yeah.
In poor rural stuff. So maybe they're the ones who know how to take apart a pig.
Oh yeah. Knows the ins and outs of preserving vegetables.
Hell yeah. Oh my god, they're making that dollar stretch, right?
Oh yeah.
You're buying the Walmart clothes, but, there's the community gardens. Everybody's bringing zucchini to church.
Yeah.
In zucchini season. And there's a way to preserve that. And frankly, when you don't have the money, that's, because home inspection, again, is also seasonal work.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
She knows how to can things.
Yep.
Oh, she's also a school librarian. I want the librarian to have a friend.
Aw. Oh, they can connect about books. It'll be cute.
And then when the home inspector dies, then there's a shoulder to cry on. Because I also don't want the wife to end up with our salty boy.
No.
No, I don't
want
want
the librarian's right there.
Yeah, of course, the librarian's right there. They're going to end up together. It's going to turn into a real, Ruth and whatever situation from the Bible. It's like, oh, is it gay? Is it not gay? Is it just love? Yes.
Aw.
Yeah. Is it just pure undying devotion because everything's terrible? Yes.
Aw.
Yeah. Like, one of those things where just everybody's got, you got 8 different hats on.
Hell yeah.
So, and fuck it, maybe he's a volunteer fireman, so that's another thing that, on the off season.
Yeah.
And so that's another way where he and medic guy can vibe, except that they also have a friendly rivalry. Because firemen,
Of course.
So that's fun. Without him being a fucking cop. Boom.
Yeah.
Fuck that.
This is a cop-free zone.
Hell yeah. Security gets eaten real early by the cicadas.
Of course. Well, they wanted to be all tough and try and shoot them or something. I don't know.
Yes. They tried bullets on the cicadas.
We tried bullets. They didn't work.
Meanwhile, our salty boys in the background being like, no shit, Sherlock.
They're about an inch wide. What were you expecting?
Does our salty boy medic quit smoking halfway through the story?
Oh my god.
Please tell me that in the supply closet, there is just cartons of cigarettes. I'm going to tell you.
Quit.
I'm going to tell you that this is full of cigarettes, and I'm going to tell you that was a lie.
Oh my god. I want him to have just quit in preparation for going back on mainland. He's like, this is a habit I started on shipboard, but it's not something I want to keep up. It's expensive, and I want to be able to. I'm going to start going cold turkey right now. And then fucking end of the world, and the quartermaster's there, and he's like, what are our assets? What are our fucking assets? There better be fucking Marlboros in there. We got Virginia Slims. I will take them. They're menthol. I don't fucking care.
But then, as that could be like an external,
Running gag.
It's a running gag, but also just like an external indicator of the character dropping off toxic feelings and behaviors and all that.
It's a metaphor.
Oh my god, guys! Depending on when the home inspector kicks it, the home inspector did smoke.
Ah.
And he had a pack on him, and our hero, our salty boy, is like, "Oh, at last I can get cigarettes." And he takes out the pack, and there's like a few left. He just looks at it. He doesn't smoke any of them.
Puts them right back in the pocket.
Oh my god! Puts them right back in the pocket, you guys. Or better, frankly, the librarian / butcher probably also, canner probably also smokes. So it's like, okay, here you go. And then says something like, it like gives it says something like, "Don't know how much longer they'll last." She's like, "I was always meant to quit." He's like, "Me too." And then they go their separate ways. And maybe she gets to keep him and not smoke them. But the point is, it's a sign. It's a symbol.
Yeah.
But he's not fucking wasting those cigarettes. He's just not going to be the one smoking them. Because, metaphor.
I could go either way on the whole smoking thing, because smoking's kind of gross in real life.
Pick a vice.
Yeah.
Pick a vice.
It's either going to be smoking or booze.
Yeah. And here's the thing. Smoking is very gross, and it's extremely addictive. I would think it's a little less mentally
impairing.
Mentally impairing. So just in terms of like acceptable horrible drugs.
Yeah.
To get a plot going.
And we're making this as a plot point just to be recovering from or something, so...
Yeah, it's a metaphor. It's a metaphor plot point. In fact, nobody ends up smoking these cigarettes. They're just passed along.
Ha.
It's a vice, a character, or flaw that gets overcome.
Huzzah.
Yes. By first one, then the other.
Yeah, because we can't have perfect characters at the start. We gotta have metaphors everywhere.
Metaphors.
Metaphor.
Alright. Do we have anything else about this story?
No, I'm into it. You got your salty boys, you got your librarians, you got your random stage magicians and and lounge lizards.
Hell yeah.
You got your home inspector. And you got hell cicadas. Or cicadas.
Cicada.
And I would assume Seth Meyers' implicit
approval
and also frankly cameo opportunity.
Oh yeah.
You know what's gonna fucking suck? Picking a cicada video to link in the show notes.
Oh no.
Good luck, Pippin. So yeah, that was Port of Fall. Hope you guys had fun.
Yeah. Also, I feel like we can add 3 more puns in there in the course of the book itself.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Hellcata.
I was thinking in terms of Port of Fall, but alright. But you know what? Great show, you guys. I had a good time.
Let's do it again sometime.
Yeah, maybe in a known quantity of weeks. Before we go, does anyone have anything to plug?
I have my online improv shows still. You can check them out on the Arcade Comedy Theater's website, as well as on youtube.com. I think I have one that will be happening on June 23rd, as well as sometime in August.
June 23rd?
Yeah.
That was last month.
July 23rd. Aha! Just kidding. Just kidding.
Just
July 23rd.
Whoa. Time is real.
What is time anymore? Oh, and the 20th of August.
Oh, there you go. I again, I have a short story out from Apex Magazine. I have my random microzine, the Minor Hours and Small Thoughts magazine, available through Patreon. But I will also be appearing at ReaderCon, which is virtual this year. So any of our fantastic listeners could get a very inexpensive membership and get access to more than a weekend's worth of fantastic panels on very interesting subjects, including ones that I myself am on, but also you could just watch other people. I would suggest looking up ReaderCon. It's one word, and yeah, I got 2 panels going on about folklore motifs and content tags, which happens all the time here. So I would very much suggest people check that out.
Cool.
Yeah.
And Pip Al, same as usual.
Just being better than other people.
Yeah. Not me.
Someday we're gonna get you fuckers.
Yeah.
And then you'll be sorry.
We're promoting our taking any of your judgment. So
Yeah.
There we go. Hey.
Okay.
And on that note, as always, if you have an idea or prompt to submit, head on over to nostoryissacred.com/submission. Follow us on Twitter at nostoryissacred or send an email through contact@nostoryissacred.com. Your hosts have been Alex McDonald, Brendan McDonald, Pippa McDonald, and Catherine Creighton. Editing and music for this episode done by Brendan. Transcript done by Ashley DaCosta. Art by Jay Wolf. Show notes and transcript are available at nostoryissacred.com. Thanks for listening, everybody, and please rate, review, and subscribe to No Story is Sacred. You can also visit our Patreon page to support the show and get neat rewards at patreon.com/nostoryissacred. See you next time when we talk about, finally, at last, the original Space Jam.
Come on and slam, and welcome to the jam. What?
Here's the thing. I wanted to go, and that's the wrong movie.
Wow.
Mortal Kombat! Is that right?
Yeah.
Totally.
Okay.
Yeah.
Until then, we're No Story is Sacred, and any story can be changed. I'm Kat.
I'm Brendan.
I'm Pippin.
And I'm Alex.
And we're
No Story is Sacred.
Sacred.